morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Ahoy. So my name's Alec. I'm from a small country called Scotland. Selkirk. So that's the name of my hometown. There's about 5,000 people. Now if you change the word cell, change it around, we have less. And Kirk is a Scottish word for church. So that's my hometown. It's called Church in the Forest. Neumím moc česky, ale učím se pomalu. I found the Czech language very difficult, especially your grammar. Your grammar is very complicated to me, but I'm learning it slowly, like my past tense and mam, mash, mame. These four versions, these four forms. I have most of that. A pint is pinta. No? We drink in pints. You drink in half litres. We drink in pints. When the rest of the world moves on and goes to the metric system, we still keep things the old way. Pints. Yeah, for my height, I am just under 6 feet. I don't know my height in meters. You know, it's 160 or I don't know, maybe more, maybe 180. We learn everything. We can build a house with centimeters and meters, but when it comes to our height, it's feet and inches. And 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters, and it's just a complicated system, but we keep it. It's a British thing. We must keep it. We don't like change. And also our weight. I think maybe now I used to be 12 stone. That used to be a good weight for somebody my height. Now it's more like 14, 15 stones. Stones. Be good if it was like small stones. Yeah, I think it's big stones. So we measure our weight. When babies are born, what's a good weight for a baby here?
3.5 kilos.
3.5 kilos. So when I was born, I was 8 pounds. They didn't buy me. Different kind. So it was 8 pounds, and that's quite a big baby. So 4 kilos is a very big baby. I was a very big baby. So I was 8 pounds in weight. So that's something else that still has not changed. Whenever my friends or family, they have a baby, oh, how big is she? Okay, so 6 pounds. Okay, and I can imagine that. When I hear 6 pounds, I can imagine how big this baby is and how heavy. But 3.5 kilos? Oh, I can imagine bags of sugar or something like that. You know? Yeah. So these are some of the differences. I think since Britain joined the European Union, we didn't want to change some things, or our government said, no, we will not change this. So yeah, so whenever I'm buying cheese or meat, you know, I have to see how much it is before okay, I'll buy that. What's a deca? It's 200 grams and things like that. Where I'm from in the south, we don't usually use r. My R's are quite soft. Car, robot, it's quite soft. But if we need to, we can. Is this helping me with my Czech pronunciation? So, yeah, we can. We can also go je, because we all learn French for at least 4 years, from the age of 12. You know, 12 years old when you're not really interested in anything except guitar or girls or something. They try to make you learn French, and they don't tell you. But this is another difference between my country and yours. You learn English or German, and you used to learn Russian. I guess it still happens now.
Our parents.
Yeah, your parents. But you all learned another language from a very young age. Yeah. In Scotland and the UK, it's another British attitude, I think. Why should we learn another language? Everybody speaks English.
Yeah. Have you ever worn a kilt?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have worn a kilt, I don't know, many times. Many times.
But it's not usually now wear a lot, no?
No, it's not
There's
usual.
normal clothes.
Some people think that people in Scotland run around the hills. You know? I went to Canada when I was 15 with a high school rugby team, and each player would stay at somebody's house, you know, with a family, and we heard this question so many times: do you guys have CD players? Now that's a good question now, because I think CD players are dying. They will soon disappear. Do you guys have washing machines? Do you guys, you know? And they really thought we lived in caves, you know, and made fire with sticks and stones. You know, and we were so amazed at all the lights and everything in Canada. Some people they just meet for one beer, which I know is the biggest Czech lie. Yeah? So one beer is actually free. So,
Nabízej, jdeme na jedno.
yeah.
Jdeme na jedno.
Yeah. So just one. You celebrate Easter in a very special way here. And yeah, so you make Karabach, yeah, or the men make Karabach, or in Uherské Hradiště they call it Žila. Žila, they call it that. So I think it has all different names. What other names do you know for this? Pomaska. Pomazanka. No, so Pomaska, yeah. So this was a big shock to me. You know, okay, we're going to Uherské Hradiště for Easter. Okay, because in Scotland, Easter is not really a big celebration. It used to be mainly a religious thing, but not so many people go to church now. So Easter for me as a kid was all about chocolate eggs, chocolate eggs and school holidays. Yeah, so we had 1 week holiday at Easter time, and we got lots of chocolate eggs. Because the chocolate egg is supposed to be a stone, and when Jesus died, he was buried in a tomb. They put stones in front of his tomb, and they took the stones and rolled them down a hill. That's what our chocolate egg is. So sometimes we boil eggs and we paint them, just like you do here, and we roll them down a hill. It was never explained to me as a child, so this is my guess. The eggs are stones that hi Jesus, so you're alive, okay. And we roll these things down a hill. So, chocolate eggs, real eggs. We don't roll the chocolate eggs down the hill because we like to eat them until we were almost sick when we were kids. But here, it's much more related to nature, I think. When you take a Karabach and you beat your women, it's natural. It's really natural here, and it's for your health, isn't it? It's for your health, to make sure you have healthy children and things like that. And that's why you say thank you. Thank you, my husband. Thank you, my dear son, for beating me. Here's some chocolate eggs and some painted eggs, and here, have a shot with Sluvica. So this is one of the biggest differences I saw here, and I was really shocked. And my girlfriend told me about it before we went there, and she said, yeah, Easter, the men make a whip, basically, and you beat the women with it. And then they tie a ribbon onto it, say thank you, and give you lots of drinks. I went, wait, what? Wait. It was going through my head. You make a whip and you beat your women. This is how she described it to me. So when I hear the word beat, I imagine some real violence. And I said, no, you can't do that. We would never do that. It's illegal. And then you go from house to house, beating all the women that you see. What the hell? So it was a very big surprise to me. That's the thing, a beating means beating. not just a light tickle. And then they throw water on you, or throw you in the shower, or yeah, a big barrel of water with perfume and all kinds of smelly things, and they put you in it. Or throw you in a river, I think that this happens too. You're going into the river. So I can only imagine what it must be like for women here, waiting for all those drunken men to come around to beat them, to throw water over them. But I think I was lucky. I don't want to throw water on people, and I don't want to. And sometimes, am I right? Has anybody experienced this? The guys, they turn the Carabach around and hit you with the thick end. Come on. I couldn't do that. But some people are excited and that's what they do. But when I made my own Carabach, with some help, I realized that it's very flexible, it's very bendy. Yeah, and when you tie ribbons onto it and you do it like this, the air catches the ribbons and it really bends. So it's really difficult to hurt somebody with it, unless you really, really try. So the guys I went around with weren't too bad to the women. It was quite playful. It was just, yeah, hoddy, doppara vody. Pijem všechno kromě vody. That's what I remember. So I think there was nobody got thrown into a shower, nobody got water thrown on them, but we did walk into girls' bedrooms or mothers' bedrooms. We just walked in. I have to tell you that the first house we went to was my friend's auntie and uncle's house. So the only woman in the house was their mother, and I couldn't do it. You know, I was just kind of standing here. Okay, what do I do? No, I'll wait. Then some shots and okay. Yeah, so that's maybe the biggest difference. You know, that you actually celebrate like this. So how many of the girls actually like this time of year?
I hate it.
You hate it, yeah? Does everybody feel the same about that, or do you accept it as tradition?
I like the atmosphere, but I don't
Yeah.
like drunken people and doing mess and all. So.
Yeah, and are they nice to you when they do it, or
They
sometimes?
are always
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, well, it depends on what friends you have.
Yes, this is a good point too. If some of my friends had this power, I wouldn't trust them with it. You know, whoa, we're allowed to do this for one day. You know? It's just a bad idea. You know? And they would be drinking whiskey as well, which is also a very bad combination. So yeah, that's the biggest one for me. So Easter back home is really quite boring. Okay, so we have a day off, long weekend when you're working, a week's holiday when you're at school, chocolate eggs and painting eggs. That's it. And in the end, my mother even said, "Look, do you want chocolate eggs or do you want the money?" So I was like, "I'll take the money." Buy a CD or something. I don't know.
CD player.
What's that? Whatever that is, buy one of those. I learned about them in Canada. So that is the number one biggest difference. I see lots of people here peeing next to the road. Yeah, they really need to go to the bathroom, they need to go to the toilet, and okay, I'll go here. You know, this happens a lot, and I think there's a difference between Czech Republic and Scotland too. Not everybody in Scotland. Some people really don't care about that kind of thing, but I think we, as British people, we are taught to be kind of shy or reserved. Oh, you can't do that. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, we're just too scared. I'm not doing that on the street. No, I'll keep it in until I find the toilet. You know, and here I've seen so many, especially in Australia, I've seen so many people just peeing on the street. I go on the tram or on a train, and I'm looking, oh, look at that, nice trees there, and somebody's peeing. And I didn't want to see that. So Food. What's your number one food here in the Czech Republic? I heard the magic word. What was it?
Svíčková.
Svíčková. I think that must be my favorite Czech food here. It was the second meal that I had in this country. Does anybody know what the main traditional food is in Scotland?
Yes, you have something in the sheep
stomach.
Sheep stomach.
Sheep stomach. Yeah. Boy. One of my favorite Czech words. So, this is called haggis. If you go to Scotland, people might try to tell you this piece of wrong information. That the haggis, make some space here. The haggis is actually an animal. It's not really an animal, I'm telling you now. But we say, let's say, this is face, okay? I'm not a very good artist. But he has a little nose, a bit like a pig, and a mouth, blah, blah, blah. But from the side, he's kind of shaped like this, yeah? Okay? 2 long legs and 2 short legs. This is what we tell people. Because they always live on a hill. And so they're not always like this, they need 2 short legs so they can walk around the hill. And they're really easy to catch because they can only walk around the hill in one direction. If you turned him round, it just wouldn't work. So you have to wait behind a bush, scare him and roll him down the hill. A bit like our Easter eggs. And then we catch him. Hit him over the head and we have our haggis. So, if you go to Edinburgh or somewhere in Scotland and say, oh, where are you from? Oh, from the Czech Republic. They might tell you a little story about the haggis. So now you have some information here. You can say, wait a minute. Yeah. I know the truth. Yeah? 2, 3, 4. Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgot and all lang syne? For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. And surely you'll be your pint stop, and surely I'll be mine. And we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. We twa here on a booze, a race and poor, the gowans fine gowan, and we've wandered mony a weary fit is in all lang syne. For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. Okay, now. We twa hae paddled in the burn frae morning sun till dine, but seas between us braid hae rods in all lang syne. Very good. So all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne. Louder. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. And there's a hand, my trusty fear, and he's a hand o' thine, and we'll take a rankin' wally walk for all lang syne. Last time. For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. luck with your studies here, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.